Welcome to Dream and Do, a podcast for women who are chasing their dreams, rediscovering who they are, and are ready to make changes, big or small. I'm your host, Nicola Ray Wickham. Join me for confidence pep talks, soulful insights, and practical tips on all things creativity and wellness, along with powerful conversations with women who are dreaming and doing in action. This is the stuff you're going to wish you knew years ago, but don't worry, it's not too late. Let's get started. Hey loves, and welcome to the Dream and Do podcast. It's been a wee while, right? I'm going to do a bit of a life update, and this episode is going to be a bit of a mishmash remix kind of thing. This is me taking part in Podmas. And Podmas is something that's been started by a wonderful blogger called Lucy Lucraft. She has a podcast called What She Said. And I discovered Lucy through her doing Podmas last year. And it's so funny that a year later, I am now taking part in Podmas with my very own podcast. That feels so awesome. But Lucy's come up with this idea, Podmas, which is based on Blogmas, those of you that are familiar with it. And it's basically where you decide to blog for a certain number of days. I'm not sure if Blogmas is 12 days of Christmas or you decide to blog every day of December. I can't see anyone doing that. Really? Would they? On Christmas Day? I don't know. But there's like Blogmas and there's Vlogmas. So there will be vloggers that will take part in Vlogmas, and it's got a hashtag, and it means that, you vlog for the 12 days or for every day of December. And I'm not sure, because I've never taken part before and I've never followed it that closely before. I don't know if it's just that you commit to blogging, vlogging, podcasting every day of the period that it is, or if there are prompts. But the way that Lucy's doing it this year anyway, she's encouraging kind of lots of people to get involved, and she has created prompts for us to use, which is great, right? Because if you're creating content every day for 12 days, which is what Podmas is, it can get difficult to think about what am I going to talk about? Although with me, I don't know if I would have that problem, because I feel like I've got so much to say, especially as I haven't been on the podcast for a while. Anyways, Podmas is taking place from the 1st of the 12th to December. The idea is that there are 12 days, 12 topics and 12 minutes. But this is me, so it may go over 12 minutes. And I don't know if that means that it's a podcast each podcast episode is a minute or each episode is 12 minutes. I don't know. I obviously haven't done my reading enough, right? And I've just dived right in. Anyway, I'm excited to be involved in it because it means that I get to deep dive into podcasting in a way that I haven't done before. It means that I can show up even more imperfectly. And I've got a thing about showing up in an perfect way. Perfectly imperfect. Oh my goodness, I haven't even got that right. But basically being able to show up imperfectly. And wherever I can do that, I think is a good thing, because when we try and show up perfectly, it just stops us from showing up at all. And all of those things that we all know about progress over perfection and all of that kind of stuff is so, as cliched and as I just want to vomit in my mouth inducing it can sound, it's true, right? So whenever there's a chance to take action and to just put myself out there and to do the thing and not worry about it being perfect. And if the conditions mean that it's not going to be perfect, I think it's the perfect chance. How many times can I use the word perfect? It's a great chance to experiment and to stretch and to grow and change. And that is what I'm all about. So I'm excited to use the next 12 days to force me into showing up every day on audio, getting it out there and sharing with you. So that's what Podmas is. If I can get my words out, Podmas is going to be all about. And it starts on the 1st of December, which is tomorrow. But what I loved it last year, and I kind of caught up in batches, so it doesn't necessarily have to be date specific, but just know you're going to get 12 days on the trot of me. That is the intention. So that's what I wanted to do, is let you know that I'm going to be showing up in this imperfectly perfect way. And that lends itself actually to a little project that I'm working on that's going to launch next year. It's a video project. I'm doing it with 3 other amazing content creators, and it's going to be quite exciting and quite different for me. It's a different kind of arena, a different kind of environment. Some of you might be surprised that I'm even doing it. I think I'm surprised myself that I've even been doing it. But yeah, let's see where it goes. I don't want to say too much now, but as soon as it's launched, you will hear all about it. So that's one thing to say. Another thing to say is, life lately. So those of you that follow me on social will know that I made a little announcement. When was it? Was it last week? Earlier on this week, that I am pregnant. Oh my God, I know. And those of you that know my story when it comes to fertility and conception and making babies will know that it's not an easy thing for me. And having Mia was a journey. It was a real journey. We're talking abnormal reproductive system. We're talking about multiple miscarriages. And it was really tough. It was like probably the hardest time of my life in trying to have a child, and it resulted in the kiddo, which I'm obviously really pleased about. And it was a real lesson to me in how powerful I actually am, how important belief is. I'm not saying you can believe your way out of fertility issues, but I know for me it was a massive part in helping it to happen eventually then. But also with this experience has been totally different. I'm a different person now. I was in a different place now. My body's obviously different now. And yeah, so it happens, and kiddo number 2 is on the way. I waited a wee while before announcing. So I'm actually halfway through my pregnancy, and I waited because my partner, he is super private. Actually, you know what? He's not that private, because if you meet him in person, he's going to tell you a whole lot of stuff, right? So he's not private in that sense, but he's not on social. Like, he doesn't really do social media. And so out of respect for him, like, you'll never really see photographs of him. I've started to show less photos of the kiddo. And if I do, I kind of put a massive heart in front of her face, which she gets really annoyed about because she wants to be out there and be seen. And I do that because he's not on social. It's not his arena. He doesn't really get it. He's a proper dinosaur in that way. And so with this baby being half his, it felt like it was partly his news as well. So I didn't want to share it earlier on. Whereas now I'm at the stage where I'm seeing people. It's so lovely because obviously there were people that knew before, and like my special online friends and biz buddies, they all knew before. And many of them I've been able to see at different events or meetups and things. And it's really obvious. So I knew that I needed to start sharing it. And halfway through, it felt like it was now like my news to be able to share. So yeah, that is what's happening. Baby dropping in spring 2019, which obviously means that there's going to be changes happening in the Ray Wickham HQ. I haven't really worked out what that's going to look like, and I'm not going to lie to you, I am a little bit scared about how that works and how another kid fits into this life that we've got, as well as the things that, like, how does your love increase, like, for 2? I don't know. I'll let you know when I know, right? But it does mean that things are going to be changing. It means that I'll be taking a little bit of a break, which is, it's super exciting and it's super scary, but it's all about me living the life that I want to live and all that jazz. So I am taking on actually 2 private clients in January. And my private clients are getting amazing results. So if you want to nab those places for creative mentoring, then hit me up, because I'm opening up 2 for January. And really, places will be limited between January and the spring until I go on kind of my short maternity leave. Things will be changing up a little bit. So that's just a little bit of a side note. So that's something for life lately. My mastermind started. It's a beautifully formed, intimate group of women who are all ready to take their ideas to the next level. And it's really exciting working through it all with them. This mastermind has a real heavy influence of soulful marketing. And there's some real training elements in there on soulful marketing, which I think is so helpful for them alongside the mindset stuff. To get them kind of really going, because there's no point having the marketing bit if the mindset doesn't go with it. When you've got a personal brand in the way that you guys have, it's about you. And my whole thing is about you being more you in all of the spaces you occupy. So whether that is on Instagram, whether that is on the blog you create or the podcast interview that you do or the services that you offer, it's about bringing you to the table, because you are what makes it special. And ultimately, it's what makes it easier as well. And I know it's so interesting because for so many of us, it takes a bit of unlearning in us becoming more ourselves, which in itself sounds like a bit of an oxymoron. But sometimes I wonder if it is more unlearning that has to happen than actual learning at certain stages of the journey. I'll leave that one with you. It's a question that I'll be posing actually on my Instagram. Incidentally, I have a new Instagram, not a new Instagram, but I've got an additional Instagram, which is Nicola Ray Wickham. So come follow me over there. It's going to be totally uncurated and off the cuff, random, and probably sporadic, but it's going to be fun. And that is where I'm going to share some of the motherhood stuff as well, because I just don't feel like it fits within the A Life More Inspired brand. So I'm going to be sticking that stuff over there. And that is one of the other reasons why I waited a little while before sharing the pregnancy news, is because of my fertility journey. I am just so aware that when you're on a journey, whether it's because of fertility, whether it's just because of life circumstances, relationships, whatever, when you're on that journey, it can feel really hard when all you see are pregnancy announcements everywhere. And that's not to say that I'm not joyful and happy and grateful. And it's not to say that I shouldn't shine my light and express kind of where I'm at. But I can't help, it's that empath in me. I cannot help but take myself to where I was 6 years ago, and where pregnancy announcements, as much as I was overjoyed for the person, it also exasperated my pain. And I'm just so aware that I don't want to do that for other people. You don't come to A Life More Inspired to find out about a baby bump, right? Like, obviously, I was always going to tell you the news, but it's not the place that you come to know about that side of the journey. It's where you come for your creativity and for your wellness and a boost of self-worth, love. That's where you come for, that's what you come to A Life More Inspired for, to make your ideas real. And so that's why I wanted to wait a while before announcing it. I had to get over my own stuff in order to do that. And it's why I've created this other, I've had this other Instagram account for a while, but I just haven't got myself in gear to use it. And I never really felt like it had a purpose, but now it does. And that leads me in a really nice segue to the notion of purpose. It's been something that's been on my mind for a few months, really, and I've had a product kind of lined up to share with you, but I was waiting till the time's right, was kind of concentrating on the mastermind first, and now that that's all set up and running, I'm ready to launch my purpose style session. So I'll be going into it in more detail over the next few days, definitely within these 12 days of Podmas. But basically, like, I work with purpose-driven women. And the women that I work with, they've got an idea that they want to make real. But I also recognise that within that purpose-driven pot, if you like, there are women that are purpose-driven, but they may not have the clarity yet on exactly what the idea is that they want to go forward with. And I just really want to create something, or I have created something for those women to gain that clarity, to say, actually, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how, like, what I'm going to focus on. It's so easy in this day and age, whether it's because of social media, and so we're more kind of hyper connected, but then disconnected in a way. But we're hyper connected is in we see so much, and that can stimulate the ideas, and that can often take us away from what we really want to create and what we feel is our purpose. And there's a whole group of women that have reached out to me that have a purpose. They know they have, but they're just not sure how to channel it. They're just not sure how to focus on one thing. They're in that place of they want to do everything. And I'm like, whoa. You can do anything because you're a talented, creative, resourceful woman, but you can't do it all at the same time, babe, right? So this program, this session, is going to be a very short program, but it's in order for you to get under the teeth of that and then get it started for 2019 and not let another year go by with I know that I've got this thing inside me, but I just don't know where. It's like, no, actually, let's decide, like, get some clarity and then start moving forward and spend 2019 in that momentum mode going for it. So I'm really excited to talk about that. I feel like purpose is such a beautiful word. I even like saying the word purpose. And it's about knowing that it doesn't have to be what you're going to do for the rest of your life. But it's about what you feel in your heart now. And I feel that when you work on that, then the bigger stuff comes. But in waiting, so many people are waiting for that big, like, oh, this is it. And they're looking at other people who appear to have that. And then that stops them from moving forward. When in actual fact, the people that appear to have that are often just work in progress, like we all are. They're just work in progress on their purpose. And the more that they delve into it, the more that is revealed to them. Where they are now probably isn't going to be where they're going to be in 5 years. But because they started now working on purpose, that is where it bears fruit. And it's so easy to look at them and think that they just came out the womb like that. And so it's those women that I'm really wanting to talk to and help you get on purpose. So it's about living more on purpose to help you get in your purpose rather than having this grand big purpose, right? And so that's something that's going to be coming really, really soon. So watch out for it. One thing that I also have to let you know, if you're listening to this before Monday, the 3rd of December, I am taking part. I'm the special guest in the lovely Lucy Sheridan, who is the world's first and only comparison coach and a really good friend of mine. She's lovely. She is running her last comparison class of the year. It takes place on Monday, the 3rd of December, and I'm the special guest. Woohoo! We are going to be hosting a workshop that is all about more peace, please. That's what it's called. And it's all about finding more peace as we end the year, because we know that the festive period can just feel like a lot, right? Whether it's because there's added expectations and obligations, and it could be stressful situations that you find yourself in with people that you really wouldn't spend that much time with in a contained space. We're going to give you tools that you can use to help deal with the festive season so that it is just a lot more peaceful. And what I love about the workshop that we've put together for you is that it's certainly going to help you through this festive season. And also we're looking to the new year, because the new year can be also a time where there's lots of pressure and you're looking at everybody else seemingly living their best lives and what that brings up. But also the tools that you'll learn will help for now, for this festive season, but it goes forward into 2019 and beyond. Like, these are tools that you can use in life. It's like that. It's not just for Christmas thing, because it really isn't. So as I said, if you're listening to this before Monday, the 3rd of December, then I will pop the link in the bio and get a ticket and come join us, because it's an online workshop, by the way. So you can sit in your pajamas and it will be really good fun. Right, my loves, that is me. I just wanted to come on and just give a bit of an intro to what I'm going to be doing over the next 12 days and what Podmas is, and give you a little bit of a life lately update. I'm really looking forward to showing up with you, for you, in an imperfectly perfect way. And I hope you join me for the ride. All right, my loves, see you soon. Thank you for listening. It is so appreciated. If you like what you heard, help your girl out by subscribing on iTunes and leaving a review. And I'll be picking out a reviewer each month to receive a very special affirmation card and print pack. So get over there to get yours. Sending you love and light as always, and I will see you really soon.